The other day, I had a bone to pick with Apple, maker of the Newton, Lisa, and the Bondi Pippin. Take a look. Remember Farouk and Malik, the San Bernardino terrorists? We have their phones. We just can't look at them because we don't know their passwords. That's right. I forgot to mention, Apple also makes phones now. Phones so encrypted that Benjamin Franklin Gates couldn't crack the code. Well, the FBI wants in. They have a court order, but Apple is saying no. Apple wrote the FBI an open letter, which is kind of like a letter that's written to everyone except the person you address it to. The U.S. government has asked us for something we simply do not have and something we consider too dangerous to create. And they've asked us to build a back door to the iPhone. And the FBI says, we don't want a back door, just a little side door with a sign that says FBI only. Apple's resistance is getting them respect in the tech world, but I think they're going to have to comply, and I think they should. I only wonder why this is playing out in the open. Why couldn't this have been some super secret deal between a huge corporation and some G-men? Can't anyone keep a secret anymore? Fela, who's going to win this showdown? Apple or the Gov?
The government better win the showdown. And I really don't appreciate Apple's position on this. They're being, you know, the fat kid who brings the ball to the schoolyard? He's like, my ball, my rules. That's what they're kind of trying to do. But this is actually an interest of national security, to me. And I want to say this to the government. If you are having trouble cracking an iPhone, call up my 7-year-old kid. He's cracked 3 in like the last 6 months.
Yes.
He's a prodigy. He can crack a 5, a 6, a 4, case or no case. But no, I hate Apple for this. This is a clear instance where the crime has already been committed. So we're going back, basically, on a case-by-case basis and asking for a one-time key. I don't see why you'd want to stand in the way of possibly preventing. This could prevent, forget this crime, it could prevent a future crime.
But wait, Lou. Apple's getting a lot of credit online. Everyone in my social media feed, congratulations to Apple. Even National Review said, good for Apple.
Whoa, National Review.
National Review!
Well, I think Tim Cook is in big trouble because he doesn't have as many F-16s as does Barack Obama. And the fact is that, you know, the national security deal turns out to be a thing about power. And I'm trying to figure out who Tim Cook is worrying about. What audience is he playing to? Because he's got 700,000 employees in China and, you know, tens of thousands here. I think he's looking to the wrong government for some help here. He's going to need a lot of help.
Yeah, well, he says, if I do it for the U.S., I'm going to have to do it for China, too. But why? Where the U.S. is better.
What is he? I mean, is he? Right? I mean, what is he? I mean, he's going to have to do it for everybody? I mean, he needs to think this through, and I would think he's equipped to do so.
I think he's ready, Giannis, to eventually give in, as Apple will do, because they want to help them, you know. But I think that they are looking now to the kind of the libertarian world. A lot of the people in the tech world are saying good for Apple for putting up a fight, and that's all they want to do is show that they're fighting. Is that right, you think?
I think so, yeah. And, yeah, they should definitely open it up for the government. The guys whose phone that they're trying to get in, who wouldn't even care. He's in paradise with 72 versions. And
hanging out.
Yeah, he would help. He would give you the code if he could. I mean, as long as they just never give my girlfriend the code of my phone, I am complete. I don't care whose code they open.
But wait a minute. She could probably, you don't tell me she could figure that out? What? I mean, aren't you always putting that code in?
She's tried. It's locked, and then I always have to change it because I get an email from Apple being like, someone's trying to get into your phone.
By the way, that's a healthy relationship. You
know what's the 21st century, like, key to the apartment in a relationship? It's the code to your phone.
It is.
That's what happens now.
Yeah.
But you know,
think couples should give it up?
No!
If you're in, you know, a healthy, trusting relationship, then yeah, sure, fine. You know what I think Apple cares more about than personal liberties is their business. So sales of the iPhone have slowed. Their stock, right, Lou Dobbs, has been a bit questionable lately. So what better way to get future investors and consumers to purchase the product than to say, we have the safest phone.
Yes.
Not even the FBI will get into your private matters. And I think that that could be very dangerous in the future. But again, I think it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't thing. What will keep us safer? I don't know. What's the better option? I'm not sure. But you have to remember that they're a business who wants to make money. They're looking out for themselves first.
And they're pretending they can't do it. They said, we can't, we don't have this.
Yeah.
But obviously they can. It's just a thing to override the number of times you can put it in before it shuts it down, right?
Yes. And, you know, does it bother anybody besides me that the government doesn't already have a bunch of secret gurus working in a basement somewhere who could do whatever they wanted to any device, any PC, any computer in the world?
Well, yeah.
This is starting to suggest some, you know, some skill gaps.
Well, I know, you watch any TV show, there's always some kid in there with the, you know, with the music playing in his one-bedroom apartment.
What music is that, Tom?
It's always like
jazz. It's usually jazz.
It's usually death metal.
They got to hire Anonymous. Anonymous seems to be.
They get stuff done.
Yeah. But they're on Anonymous is on the other side. You know who else congratulated Apple? Snowden. Okay.